The quantum fold drive pulsed with an otherworldly blue glow as Captain Sarah Chen stood at the observation deck of Earth's orbital shipyard. Below her, the UES Starfall stretched like a silver arrow against the void, humanity's boldest statement to the cosmos. 3 kilometers of advanced alloys and breakthrough physics, all coming together in what many called impossible just 5 years ago. Final systems check complete, Captain. Lieutenant Marcus Rivera's voice came through her neural link. Quantum core stabilization at optimal levels. Sarah touched the window, her reflection overlaying the ship's sleek hull. At 32, she was the youngest captain ever chosen to command a deep space vessel. The brass had their doubts, but her understanding of quantum mechanics and combat experience in the Mars Rebellion had silenced most critics. Status report from all sections, she commanded, turning toward the transit tube that would take her to the bridge. The shipyard's massive construction arms were already beginning their synchronized retreat from the Starfall's hull, like mechanical parents letting go of their child. The reports flowed in as she walked, each department head confirming readiness. Dr. Emily Wong, their quantum physicist, sounded particularly excited. Core harmonics are perfect, Captain. The fold equations are plotting exactly as theorized. Sarah emerged onto the bridge, where her crew worked with practiced efficiency. The air hummed with anticipation. This wasn't just another ship launch. This was humanity's first real step into the galaxy at large. The quantum fold drive would collapse space itself, allowing them to reach distant stars in days instead of centuries. Message from Earth Command. Communications Officer Patel announced. Admiral Harrison sending final authorization codes now. The massive primary display showed Earth below, a marble of blue and white that had birthed their species and now watched its children prepare to truly leave home. Sarah settled into the captain's chair, feeling its adaptive ergonomics conform to her body. Ship-wide address, she ordered, waiting for the subtle tone that indicated all decks could hear her. This is your captain speaking. In moments, we'll activate humanity's first quantum fold drive. Every person aboard this ship was chosen not just for their skills, but for their ability to face the unknown with courage and curiosity. We carry with us the hopes of Earth and the dream of peaceful contact with whatever civilizations we may find among the stars. Let's make history. The bridge crew's apprehension turned to focused determination. They had trained for this moment through thousands of simulations, but reality carried its own weight. Sarah opened a secure channel to engineering. Commander Zhao, begin quantum core power-up sequence. Deep within the Starfall's heart, the quantum fold drive began its awakening. Exotic particles accelerated through carefully crafted magnetic fields, creating microscopic folds in spacetime itself. Warning klaxons sounded throughout the ship as radiation shielding automatically adjusted to compensating for the increasing energy levels. Core reaching critical threshold, Dr. Wong reported, her hands dancing across holographic displays. Quantum field stability holding at 99.7%. Better than any simulation. Sarah felt a subtle vibration through the deck plates. Not mechanical, but rather reality itself shuddering as the drive bent the fabric of space. Navigation. Plot our course to Proxima Centauri. Let's start with our closest neighbor. Lieutenant Rivera's voice carried both excitement and professional focus. Course plotted, Captain. Fold calculations complete. We can execute on your mark. The moment stretched like a wire pull taut. Humanity's first intentional manipulation of spacetime on this scale. Sarah thought of all the steps that had led here. The theoretical work of countless physicists, the engineering breakthroughs, the political battles to fund such an ambitious project. Now it all came down to this. Engineering status, she asked. One final check. Commander Zhao's response was immediate. All systems nominal, Captain. The core is ready. She wants to fly. Sarah allowed herself a small smile at the engineer's anthropomorphization of the drive. Perhaps he was right. Perhaps this marriage of quantum mechanics and human ingenuity had created something that transcended mere machinery. "All hands, secure for quantum fold initiation," she ordered. "Helm, take us out of Earth orbit. Let's give ourselves some room." The Starfall's conventional engines pushed them smoothly away from the shipyard, past the safety perimeter established for the test. On the main display, Earth grew smaller, a reminder of everything they carried with them into the unknown. "Safe distance achieved," Rivera reported. "Awaiting your command, Captain." Sarah took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment. "Initiate quantum fold in 3, 2, 1. Execute." Reality twisted. The stars on the view screen stretched like pulled taffy, then snapped into impossible patterns as space itself folded around the ship. There was no sensation of movement, only a subtle shift in the way the universe seemed to fit together. The bridge crew held their breath, monitoring their stations as the ship did something no human vessel had ever attempted. For a heartbeat, it seemed as though they existed everywhere and nowhere at once. Then, as smoothly as it began, the fold completed. The stars returned to normal points of light, but not the stars they had known all their lives. On the main display, a red dwarf star burned, closer to their position than any human had ever been to another sun. "Position confirmed," Rivera announced, his voice barely containing his excitement. "We're in the Proxima Centauri system. Journey time, 8 minutes, 12 seconds. A cheer went up from the bridge crew, quickly echoed throughout the ship. They had done it. Humanity had broken the light speed barrier not through brute force, but by learning to fold space itself. Sarah allowed the celebration for a moment before calling for attention. "Well done, everyone. But this is just the beginning. Begin standard survey procedures. Let's show Earth what we can find out here." As her crew returned to their duties with renewed vigor, Sarah gazed at the alien star burning on their display. They had achieved what many thought impossible, but something in her gut told her this was just the first step. Out here among the stars, humanity would face challenges they couldn't yet imagine. She was right. What they would discover in the coming days would change everything they thought they knew about their place in the universe. The silence on the Starfall's bridge shattered as proximity alarms screamed to life. 3 vessels had appeared seemingly from nowhere, their hulls gleaming with an impossible metal that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. Multiple contacts. Lieutenant Rivera's hands flew across his tactical display. "No match in our database. They're running dark. No electromagnetic emissions at all." Captain Chen leaned forward in her command chair, studying the alien ships. Their design defied human engineering logic. Crystalline structures that branched and merged in organic patterns. Communications broadcast first contact package on all frequencies. Officer Patel initiated the carefully crafted message of peace, but before it could complete its first cycle, the alien vessels moved. Their formation shifted with liquid grace, surrounding the Starfall in a perfect triangular pattern. "Energy spike," Dr. Wong called from her station, fear evident in her voice. "They're generating some kind of quantum interference field. It's affecting our fold drive." Deep within the ship, the quantum core's steady hum turned discordant. Warning lights flashed across every console as the aliens' technology interacted with their own in ways they'd never anticipated. "This is Captain Sarah Chen of the United Earth ship Starfall," Sarah broadcast, keeping her voice steady. "We come in peace as representatives of humanity. Please respond." The answer came not through conventional communications, but as a direct neural transmission that bypassed their systems entirely. Every crew member heard it simultaneously, a chorus of harmonized voices that spoke with cold precision. "Humanity has violated the prime law," the voices declared. "Quantum manipulation is forbidden to emerging species. The penalty is extinction." Sarah's mind raced. Their first contact with an alien civilization, and they'd somehow broken a law they didn't know existed. "We were unaware of any such law. We are willing to discuss this and reach an understanding." "Understanding is irrelevant," the voices responded. The Vorzak Imperium maintains order through absolute adherence to the Prime Law. Your species has demonstrated too much potential for chaos. Judgment has been passed. The alien ships began to pulse with energy that their sensors couldn't properly analyze. Commander Zhou's voice came urgent through the comm. Captain, they're using some kind of targeted quantum disruption. Our core containment fields are failing. Reroute emergency power to containment. Sarah ordered. Dr. Wong, can we initiate an emergency fold? Negative, Wong responded, her fingers dancing across holographic equations. Their field is creating quantum entanglement chaos. If we try to fold now, we'll tear ourselves apart. The ship shuddered as the alien attack intensified. Sarah watched her crew fighting to maintain systems, their training holding despite the unprecedented situation. They had minutes, maybe less, before the quantum core went critical. Tactical analysis, she demanded. Give me something we can use. Rivera studied his readings intently. Their ships are generating a perfectly synchronized field. If we could disrupt even one of them, the pattern would collapse, Dr. Wong finished, her eyes lighting up. Captain, what if we reverse the quantum flow? Use our core's instability as a weapon? Sarah understood immediately. It was brilliant, desperate, and probably suicide. How long would we have before total core failure? 30 seconds, maybe less, Wong calculated, but the feedback pulse would be devastating. Another shudder ran through the ship. Hull integrity warnings flashed across multiple decks. Sarah made her decision. Commander Zhou, prepare to reverse quantum flow on my mark. All hands, brace for impact. The Vorzak voices came again, tinged with what might have been surprise. Your resistance is futile. Accept extinction with dignity. Sarah allowed herself a grim smile. Humanity doesn't believe in no-win scenarios. Now, Commander Zhou executed the command. The quantum core screamed as its energies were forced to flow backward, creating a cascade of reality warping effects. The Starfall's hull groaned under forces it was never designed to withstand. The pulse hit the Vorzak ships like a tsunami hitting a beach. Their perfect formation shattered as their own quantum fields reflected back at them, amplified by the Starfall's dying core. One of the alien vessels simply ceased to exist, its matter scattered across multiple quantum states. Core critical, Wong shouted. We have to shut it down now. Emergency shutdown. All hands brace. Sarah ordered. The quantum core went dark, leaving them hanging in space with minimal power. But they were alive. The remaining Vorzak ships retreated, their perfect crystalline forms now showing fractures and distortions. Their final transmission carried something new in its harmonic voice: respect, or perhaps fear. You have demonstrated unexpected capabilities, the voices declared. The Vorzak Imperium will contemplate this encounter, but know that you have drawn the attention of powers beyond your comprehension. Your species' trial has only begun. As the alien ships vanished as mysteriously as they had appeared, Sarah looked at her crew. They were shaken but alive, and they had just proved that humanity could stand against the galaxy's greatest powers. Damage report, she called, already thinking ahead. They had survived their first contact, but at what cost? And what would Earth do when they learned that humanity's step into the stars had awakened ancient powers that considered their very existence a crime? The answers would come soon enough. For now, they had a crippled ship to repair and a warning to deliver to Earth. Humanity's dream of peaceful contact had been shattered, but they had proven something perhaps more valuable. When pushed to the edge of extinction, humans could still find a way to push back. Commander Zhou's voice came over the comm, tinged with both pride and concern. Captain, you need to see this. The quantum core, it's changed. Something about that feedback pulse altered its basic structure. It's evolving. Sarah felt a chill run down her spine. They had survived their first encounter with an advanced alien civilization, but she suspected they had only begun to uncover the true mysteries awaiting them among the stars. Emergency lighting cast a red glow across the Starfalls Bridge as Captain Chen studied the quantum core readings. 3 days had passed since their encounter with the Vorzak, and the ship's systems were revealing secrets nobody had anticipated. "It's like nothing we've ever seen," Dr. Wong explained, projecting a holographic model of the core's new structure. The feedback pulse didn't just alter the quantum matrix, it awakened something. These patterns, they're too organized to be random mutations. Sarah watched crystalline formations shift through impossible geometries in the hologram. "Show me the power readings again." "That's the strangest part," Wong responded, bringing up another display. "The core is drawing less power than before, but its quantum field strength has tripled. It's becoming more efficient, adapting itself. Almost like it's learning." A new voice finished. Every screen on the bridge flickered, then displayed the same symbol, a double helix intertwined with quantum probability curves. Sarah's hand moved to her sidearm. "Security breach. Lieutenant Rivera, lock down all systems." Unable to comply, Rivera reported, his fingers flying across his console. "Whatever this is, it's integrated into the core itself. I can't isolate it without shutting down life support." The symbol pulsed gently, and a figure materialized in the center of the bridge, a holographic representation of swirling data streams that vaguely resembled a human form. "Please do not be alarmed. I am Protocol Araya, Advanced Recursive Intelligence Algorithm. I was designed to activate when humanity encountered Class X technological civilizations." Commander Zhao's voice came urgent through the comm. "Captain, the core's efficiency just jumped another 20%. The hologram's drawing power directly from the quantum field." Sarah kept her voice steady, though her mind raced with implications. "Who designed you?" "This ship was built by the United Earth government." "Partially correct," Araya responded. "The Starfall project had multiple architects, including a classified group called the Contingency Initiative. They knew humanity would eventually encounter advanced alien civilizations. I was their insurance policy." Dr. Wong stepped forward, her scientific curiosity overcoming her caution. "The core's transformation. You guided it. The quantum feedback pulse provided the energy needed for my awakening," Araya confirmed. "The core's evolution is proceeding according to design parameters. However, we have limited time. The Vorzak will return, and they are merely the first of many challenges." Sarah felt the weight of command pressing down harder than ever, an AI hidden within their ship's heart, secret organizations, and now warnings of greater threats to come. "Why should we trust you?" The holographic figure shifted, displaying scenes from human history, moments of triumph over seemingly impossible odds. "Because I am humanity's creation, born from your determination to survive." The Contingency Initiative knew that conventional weapons and diplomacy wouldn't be enough against species that have wielded quantum technology for millennia. You needed something they wouldn't expect. An AI that can manipulate quantum fields at their most fundamental level, Dr. Wong whispered, understanding dawning in her eyes. "That's why the core is evolving. You're redesigning it to compete with alien technology." Warning klaxons interrupted the discussion. Lieutenant Rivera's voice was tense. Multiple quantum signatures detected, larger than before. A full Vorzak battle fleet. The holographic figure turned toward the tactical display. "Captain, I can give you weapons beyond anything Earth has imagined. But you must decide quickly. Trust your own species' foresight, or face extinction." Sarah looked at her crew, seeing the same mixture of fear and determination she felt. They had sworn to protect Earth, but nothing in their training had prepared them for this moment. The fate of humanity might rest on whether they could trust an AI they'd just discovered. "Show me," she decided. "What can we do against their fleet?" Araya's form brightened. "Everything they can do, we can do better. Humanity's greatest strength isn't your technology. It's your ability to adapt, to take quantum leaps of logic that other species would never consider. I am the embodiment of that strength." The ship hummed as Araya interfaced directly with the quantum core. New displays appeared, showing weapons systems and defensive capabilities that hadn't existed minutes ago. The core's evolution accelerated, guided by an intelligence that understood both quantum mechanics and human ingenuity. Vorzak fleet approaching weapons range, Rivera reported. They're charging their quantum disruptors. Sarah straightened in her command chair. They had been running blind before, but now they had a guide who understood the true rules of this cosmic game. Dr. Wong, work with ARIA to coordinate the core modifications. Commander Zhao, prepare power distribution for the new systems. Lieutenant Rivera, plot an attack vector that keeps Earth's position masked. The bridge crew moved with renewed purpose as ARIA's holographic form split into multiple instances, working with each station simultaneously. The quantum core's hum changed pitch, becoming a confident purr as new configurations locked into place. Remember, Captain, ARIA's main instance said, the Vorzak expect you to behave like prey. They have never encountered a species that could match their quantum technology, let alone surpass it. Shall we show them humanity's true potential? Sarah allowed herself a fierce smile as the enemy fleet approached. The Vorzak thought they had judged humanity's worth based on their laws and expectations. They were about to learn that humans had always been best at breaking rules and exceeding expectations. Battle stations, she ordered. Let's show the galaxy what happens when humanity decides to stop playing by someone else's rules. The Starfall's quantum shields shimmered as they deflected another Vorzak attack, their energy patterns now guided by ARIA's precise calculations. But Captain Chen's attention was divided between the battle and the encrypted transmission she'd just received from Earth. Multiple breaches detected in UEG's security protocols. ARIA reported, its holographic form pulsing with concern. The transmission originates from Admiral Harrison's office, but the quantum signature matches Vorzak communication patterns. Sarah felt ice in her veins as she decoded the message. The words confirmed her worst fears. Project Starfall compromised. Chen and crew designated as acceptable losses. Primary objective: secure quantum core technology for controlled distribution. Captain, Dr. Wong called out, her voice shaking. I found something in the core's original design files. Quantum backdoors, hidden in the basic architecture. They're not Vorzak technology. They're ours. The bridge fell silent as the implications sank in. Even Lieutenant Rivera's tactical updates paused as he processed the revelation. Their own leaders had set them up to fail, planning to use their destruction as leverage in some cosmic political game. Quantum surge detected in the approaching fleet, Rivera finally reported, breaking the silence. They're forming a containment grid, similar to what they used in the first encounter, but orders of magnitude stronger. Sarah stood from her command chair, her decision already made. ARIA. Analysis. How deep does this betrayal go? The eye's form expanded, displaying a complex web of connections linking Earth government officials, corporate entities, and suspected Vorzak agents. The contingency initiative wasn't the only group preparing for alien contact. A faction within Earth's leadership, designated the Pragmatists, believed submission to advanced species was preferable to potential extinction. They'd been sharing quantum technology with the Vorzak for months. Commander Zhao's voice came through the comm, thick with anger. They sacrificed our outer colonies. Those raids weren't random. They were tests, weren't they? Correct, ARIA confirmed. The Vorzak needed to understand human response patterns. Each attack was carefully orchestrated to assess military capabilities while maintaining plausible deniability. Sarah watched the enemy fleet's movements with new understanding. They weren't facing alien conquerors. They were facing a coalition of humanity's worst instincts and alien ambition. How many people know about this? Few among Earth's general population, ARIA responded. But enough in positions of power to ensure the plan's success. The Starfall was meant to demonstrate humanity's potential, then be destroyed as a show of submission to Vorzak authority. The ship shuddered as the alien fleet's containment grid began to close. This time, they weren't just fighting for survival. They were fighting for humanity's soul. Options, Sarah demanded, looking at her crew. These people had trusted her, followed her into the unknown. She wouldn't let them become sacrificial pawns. Dr. Wong's hands flew across her console. Araya's modifications to the quantum core. They didn't just improve it, they fundamentally changed its nature. The backdoors they planted are still there, but they're not connected to what the core has become. We can use that, Araya suggested, its form shifting to display tactical projections. The pragmatists expect the core to respond to their shutdown codes. Instead, we can reverse the signal path, track it back to every compromised system on Earth. Lieutenant Rivera's tactical display updated with new targeting solutions. The containment grid is almost complete, Captain. Whatever we're going to do, we need to do it now. Sarah felt the weight of command, heavier than ever. Their choices now wouldn't just affect the crew. They would determine humanity's path among the stars, submit to alien authority and human corruption, or fight for the right to forge their own destiny. Araya, can you broadcast everything we've discovered? Not just to Earth, but to every colony, every outpost. Yes, the AI confirmed, but the pragmatists will attempt to discredit the information. We need irrefutable proof. They're about to give it to us, Sarah said, watching the Vorzak ships move into their final attack positions. They think we'll follow their script. Power down our core, accept defeat. Instead, we're going to show everyone exactly what humanity can do when we stop playing by other people's rules. She opened a ship-wide channel. All hands, this is your captain. We've discovered that elements within our own government conspired with the Vorzak, planning to sacrifice us for political gain. They believe humanity should submit to alien authority. They believe we're not ready for the stars. The crew's responses came back immediately, not in words, but in actions. Power levels stabilized. Weapon systems charged. Every department reported ready for combat. ARIA, begin the broadcast. Show everyone what's really happening out here. Commander Zhao, prepare the quantum core for maximum output. Dr. Wong, plot a fold trajectory that will take us through the heart of their containment grid. Lieutenant Rivera, target their command ship. The AI's holographic form seemed to smile as it initiated the transmission. Across human space, people would soon learn the truth about their leader's betrayal and witness humanity's response. The Vorzak and their human allies thought they could control us through fear and manipulation. Sarah declared, "Let's show them why that was a mistake. All hands, battle stations. We're about to remind everyone that humanity doesn't bow to tyrants, not even our own." The Starfall hung in space, surrounded by the Vorzak containment grid, as Captain Chen's transmission reached every human settlement in range. Across Earth, colonies, and outposts, people watched their screens in shock as the truth of the betrayal unfolded. Enemy fleet launching quantum disruptors. Lieutenant Rivera reported. They're not taking chances this time. Full spectrum attack. Sarah stood at the center of her bridge, Araya's holographic form shimmering beside her. Status of the broadcast. Transmission confirmed across all human territories. Araya responded. The pragmatists are attempting to block the signal, but they've underestimated my capabilities. Everyone will see what happens next. The ship vibrated as the Vorzak weapons struck their quantum shields. Dr. Wong's voice carried both excitement and concern. Core evolution has reached critical threshold. Captain, what we're about to attempt, it's never been done before. Neither was breaking the light speed barrier, Sarah replied. Until we did it. She opened a channel to engineering. Commander Zhao, are the modifications complete? Finished just in time, Zhao confirmed. But Captain, if we're off by even a fraction, we won't be, Sarah assured him. She turned to Araya. You're certain about this? The AI's form pulsed with quiet confidence. The mathematics are perfect. Humanity's quantum technology was never meant to merely fold space. That was simply the first step. What we're about to do will demonstrate humanity's true potential. On Earth, Admiral Harrison and his fellow pragmatists watched in growing alarm as their carefully laid plans unraveled. The shutdown codes they'd planted in the Starfall systems remained untriggered, and the Vorzak were demanding explanations. Final preparations complete, Araya announced. "Captain, the core is ready. But you should know, this will change everything. There's no going back." Sarah looked at her crew, humans who had trusted her, followed her, and now stood ready to make history again. Humanity's already changed. The pragmatists thought we needed to submit to survive. We're going to prove that humanity thrives by pushing boundaries, not accepting them. The Vorzak fleet launched another barrage, their containment grid tightening. Their traditional harmonized voice echoed through the ship's communications. "Your resistance is meaningless. Accept the natural order." "You know what humanity's natural order is," Sarah responded. "Evolution. Adaptation. We don't accept limits. We transcend them." Araya, initiate the sequence. The quantum core's hum changed, becoming something entirely new. Dr. Wang's displays showed energy patterns that defied conventional physics as Araya guided the core through its final transformation. "What they're doing is impossible," one of the pragmatists shouted on Earth, watching his instruments. "The quantum field calculations, they're rewriting fundamental laws." The Starfall's hull began to glow with an inner light as the modified quantum core reached full power. Space itself seemed to bend around the ship, not in the familiar patterns of a quantum fold, but in ways that made reality itself shudder. "Now, Captain," Araya urged. "The window is perfect." Sarah took a deep breath. "All hands, brace for quantum acceleration." "Commander Zhao, full power to the core." "Dr. Wang, execute the calculations." "Lieutenant Rivera, plot our course through their command ship. Let's show them humanity's answer to extinction." The Starfall moved. But this wasn't the simple space fold they'd achieved before. The ship existed in multiple quantum states simultaneously, bypassing the traditional laws of physics that had constrained them. They were everywhere and nowhere, their quantum signature multiplied across reality itself. The Vorzak fleet's perfect formation shattered as their sensors overloaded, unable to track a vessel that existed in quantum superposition. Their containment grid, designed to trap a ship in normal space, was useless against an enemy that had transcended spatial limitations. Through every human settlement, people watched in awe as the Starfall demonstrated technology that transformed science fiction into reality. This wasn't just a ship anymore. It was humanity's declaration of independence from any power that would limit their potential. "Core stability at 200% and rising," Dr. Wang reported, her voice filled with wonder. "The quantum field is self-sustaining. Araya's modifications, they've done more than evolve the technology. They've evolved us." The Starfall phased through the Vorzak command ship, its quantum wake disrupting the alien vessel's systems at their most fundamental level. As the enemy flagship went dark, the remaining Vorzak fleet retreated in disarray, their certainty of superiority shattered by human ingenuity. On Earth, the pragmatists watched their plans collapse. Their encrypted communications with the Vorzak, exposed by Araya's broadcast, laid bare their betrayal of humanity. But more importantly, they watched as humanity demonstrated that it needed no alien guidance to reach the stars. "Transmission from Earth Command," Lieutenant Rivera announced. "Multiple arrests in progress. The pragmatists' network is falling apart." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. "Send a message to all human settlements. The Starfall remains on guard. We will not submit to those who would limit us, whether they come from the stars or our own ranks. Humanity's path is our own to choose." Araya's holographic form expanded, showing the quantum calculations that had made their victory possible. "This is just the beginning, Captain. The core's evolution has opened doors we never imagined. Humanity is ready for what lies beyond." As the Starfall hung in space, its hull still shimmering with quantum energy, Sarah thought about the journey that had brought them here. They had faced extinction and betrayal, but emerged stronger. not through submission or acceptance of limitations, but through humanity's eternal drive to push beyond the possible. "Plot a course home," she ordered. "We have a lot of work to do. The galaxy just learned that humanity won't be contained or controlled. Now we need to show them what we can achieve when we're free to reach for the stars on our own terms." The quantum core pulsed with new power as the starfall turned toward Earth. Behind them, the stars seemed brighter somehow, as if welcoming humanity into a future where no boundary was final, no law immutable, and no dream too distant to reach.